All right. So, um, you know, Midget Man had gotten out of jail, and the plan was that once he was able to meet up with Karina, and she gave him the last 600 that Jose was sending, that the guys in county jail with me in East One, Santa Barbara County Jail, would call him, and he'd give them the green light to give me the rest of the dope. I don't remember how much was owed to me, but it was significant. It was like 7 grams or five, I don't know, 5 grams, seven, whatever it was. It was a decent chunk. And before he got out, he had given me a gram. So I had a full gram that I could have until it landed because I'd already given him 600 bucks. So I'd showed him that, that my money was good. And then we had the incident where he called me a liar, and I almost got jumped by all these people for beating up an old guy, even though he disrespected me. And any prison that I was ever schooled in, I guess I'm a Fed baby because I came up in the Feds. It's like where I went to college. I go, where did you study? Oh, Oxford? Really? That's impressive. Yeah, Federal Correctional Institution, Oxford. Oh, is that some criminology unit there? Yeah. Oh, that's great. Do you have any felonies? Well, just conspiracy to distribute heroin and pimping and pandering, but like nothing, not no dirtbag shit or anything like that. Oh, cool, cool. Yeah, we got you. In fact, why don't you be a board of director? A director on the board is what I meant. So, at this point, as I've been talking about in this story, everybody in there was broke. And I had Karina, I made a list and I put down every single person's name and register number. Register number is like your booking number. It's your identification when you're in Santa Barbara County Jail. And they give you a wristband. Wristband is different colors. It's very Captain Planet like. There's green is general population. Blue means that you murdered someone or you're looking at 25 to life. I remember, speaking of man, there was what was his name? Oh, Pigpen. There's a guy named Pigpen. And I remember being like 19 and he had a blue band and we were in like back Central One. And I was like, hey, what does that mean? He's like, oh, stabbed a motherfucker at Denny's. He didn't die. He wasn't like an old black guy. He was like an old white guy, but he had stabbed a guy at Denny's with a fork. I was like, why? He's like, well, he ate my Denny signature cherry pancake syrup. I was like, oh, yeah. It's a pretty solid reason to stab someone. He's like, yeah, I'm looking at 25 to life, but I got me a heavyset woman that I'm riding, and, well, I've already made 40 US dollars. All right, dude. Cool. Yeah, I'll be out in a week. I'm just on a probation violation. Oh, God bless you, youngster. God bless you. It was always crazy to see someone with a blue band. I was like, damn, that sucks. You're wearing a band that basically says the minimum that you can get out of prison is 25 years. And then there's a red band, which means that you have a history of butt fucking conga lines. No, assault. They put you in a red jumpsuit in isolation, and then you have a red band because you're a violent inmate. They have to give you like a Hannibal Lecter mask. Like, go along, move, move. Can you imagine someone doing the elevator farting thing with like a Hannibal Lecter bite mask? Just like all like, school me. That'd be some psycho shit. I don't know. I'm sure it's happened. I'm not the only, look, there's a lot of convicts that watch my channel. You already know. It's us against them in there. So then there's another band. And that's it. There's like, oh, a yellow band. You have an escape history. I always thought that one was kind of cool. If I had to like dive out of general population colors, I'd probably want to be a yellow escape guy. I mean, I don't know. It's not like anyone would know. It's not like you go to court and people are like, damn, that fool tried to escape. Chick's like, flashing you in the court audience. Yeah, it doesn't happen like that. But I mean, that'd be pretty cool. If you escaped, here's my tits. Yeah, right. Those cops at the Santa Barbara County Courthouse they're straight up fascists. Like, if I mouthed "I love you" to Karina, they'd like club me in the stomach. They'd be like, "Shut up, love her pussy." I was like, "All right, sorry, sir." So I had about a gram, and I was going to court one more time. Now, you got to remember, I'm in psychosis at this point. I am in full blown psychosis. Like, I think I've gone from the impending doom of jail, kind of driving me nuts. The fact that I had a baby on the way and that it was almost for sure. If you had a little 8-ball and you're like, am I going to miss Nico's birth? It would have been like, whatever the 8-ball says, like, certainly for certain, or whatever 8-ball weird verbiage they use. But I knew that I was going to miss his birth. And I mean, I'd never been a father, and that was painful, just the prospect of it. And so those things kind of were conflated into this weird caricature delusion of grandeur, thinking that I was famous. And then when I got to jail, it got even worse. I thought that like I'd transcended just fame. Now I had been iconicized, you know. I'm like telling people, I'm like, hey man, do you think it's premature if I get a went viral tattoo in Old English? And Riddler's like, second place. Second place. And I'm like, I'm talking about tattoos. He's like, yeah. And he was all mad at me because I was willing to put up the money to bail him out because I was an icon now. I was a Gandhi, you know. Uh, I had these like visions where like, there's like a tank like slowly crawling down the street, and I'm in like some tactical gear, shirtless, of course, but with like a tactical vest and like, you know, Michael Jackson type gloves with like little studs on them. And I'm just like, go up to him. I'm like, Holt, I'm an ambassador for prison reform. Then they just like shoot me with the cannon thing. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that I thought. I don't know. That's just a funny little thing that happened to my neurochemistry back in 2017. So I thought that like I was in there and I was the Rosa Parks of prison reform, like I was going to go down in the history books as he represented himself. He talked his way. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I got the gift of gab. Oh yeah. These other attorneys, they don't have the gift of gab. They can sell Eskimo ice cubes. Yeah. Attorneys can't do that. They all look like chomos. You ever notice that? They're like the ones that are defending you. They look like a fucking pedophile. All of them. Like always goofy. They're always like all wiry and like, oh, well, hi, Mr. Leone. I'm like, it's fucking Leone, dude. I've paid you like 17 racks. What's up? Like, you can't get my name right at this point. They all look like chumos. Not all. That's a very general statement. I'm just jesting a little bit. But so I thought that like I had developed this thing in my mind where I was going through this nightmarish experience because I wanted to take the pain for you. So I could leverage my mistakes to sway a whole generation after I went viral, with my went viral Old English tattoo blasted on my neck. What if you don't go viral and you get that? I mean, well, it's 3 years later, no viral. I've not gone viral yet, but it's coming. You can bet on it. Virality. So I was like thinking, I mean, I really always liked the People versus Larry Flint. That was like one of my favorite movies growing up. Courtney Love is amazing in that. Woody Harrelson. Is it Woody Harrelson or Ed Harrelson? I always get those guys. Does anyone else do that? I get those guys mixed up all the time. But that and Edward Norton is the attorney. He's classic, and I mean Larry Flint. Wow, I'm the best. I'm the perfect client. I'm rich, and I'm always in trouble. And then Courtney Love dies of AIDS in the bathtub. Yeah, I mean that was one of my favorite movies, and I turned out fine. I'm fine. That's the kind of shit I watched when I was a kid. I was like, this is cool. That guy is paralyzed and he's talking shit to people in court. That's what's up. I want to be like that guy. Wheelchair, bitches, all that. So here I was, and I'm in court, and once again, I'm saying ridiculous stuff. I think I'm going to get my transcripts for this case. Uh, because I know, I was talking to Jeff about this the other night, and he was like, he's the one that brought that up. He always has really good ideas like that. He's like, you should get the court transcripts. I bet you said some classic shit that you don't remember. Because I mean, I was going hard. I was saying, fuck the police. I'm an ambassador for reform. And of course my parents and Korean, everyone's like, oh my God, he's gone completely mentally ill. Nico's not gonna know his dad. And I'm like, I got this. It's gonna go down in the history books. They'll make memorials for me. My face will be on the $15 bill. So I go to court, and Benji Man had gotten released early in the morning. Now, couple nights before he got released, I was hungry. And I mean, Riddler's like, hey man, I don't have any ramen packets, but I have some empty ones, and I bet there's enough sodium in there to give us a little taste. Just a little taste of chicken. I'm like, you know what? I'm cool, man. Nobody in here has commissary. Hello, does anyone have commissary? I have heroin. What's up? There was a pice in there. And, and I felt bad because I'd go to him and be like, yeah, my name is Ryan Leone. You may have read about me in the Independent. I'm not entirely sure, but if you happen to, this is me. And now I'm not going to act weird just because we're in person now. I'm here. And he'd say stuff like this, like, yeah, no, my family rich too. My uncle owns a restaurant. I come from money, dog. All right, it wasn't a South Sider, it was a Paisa. And he had like, he had some like commissary stuff. He had like a honey bun, and there's always guys in prison, in jail, that like have a bunch of really dank good shit like in their little property bin, under their bunk. But they like, it's weird. They like get it and don't eat it. They just like have it to like have it for like the look of having it. They're like, yeah, look at my, it's like a show and tell thing. He's like, dude, look, I got 3 Irish Springs. Oh, look at the little bag of Maxwell House coffee. Yeah, that's all. I've been holding on to that for about 13 months now. But yeah, I'll probably crack the bag, special occasion. I don't know, Cinco de Mayo or something. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But it seemed like he never ate this stuff. And there's people like that. So he ended up giving me, I don't know, a few soups, I think like a quarter bag of coffee. And it was like one of the classic, like, newbie don't do deals like this. He's like, all right, I'll give you a quarter bag of coffee, 3 top ramens, a honey bun. Just give me $10 back. It's like $3 worth of shit, right? I was like, whatever, it doesn't even matter. Whatever. I was getting everybody in there packages anyway, and it was like 12 white guys and these 3 Hispanic guys, these paisas. And I had offered to get, not only did I get all these guys packages, including the shot collar. Yeah, well, I was a boxer, now I'm a stripper. Oh, nah, only the badass bitches. Oh, damn. What are you doing in jail? Sounds like you got it going on. And he just like twitches, doesn't say anything. I'm like, okay, all right. I was giving him like the $100 package. I'm getting these other guys, every single person in their package. I even went up to the Mexican guys, even though they're not white. And I'm not like saying some racial guy, but you know, in jail, it is what it is. I even went up to them and I got them packages. And in addition to all that, I got these guys all pen pals. I'm like, type this on Facebook. We need PayPals or pen pals. Did I say PayPal? Jesus, Freudian slip. We need pen pals for all these guys. And Karina's like, oh my God, babe, this is so annoying. I'm like, please just do it. So I put all their address, I put all their names and register numbers on Facebook, and nobody ever wrote them. But so I had gotten this front of this quarter bag of coffee, few soups, honey bun, and I was supposed to pay the paisa back, the $10 or whatever it was, the night of commissary. So Midget Man got released that morning. The deal was I was going to get the dope as soon as he called them, and then commissary was going to come, and everybody was going to be hooked up fat. Everybody. So I go to court, and I'm in this. Please, Your Honor, hold on. I'm inhaling pain. Let it be a lesson to anybody that's ventured out of the shadowy mists of the prison industrial complex. And you like hear people in the audience like, God, that guy's a fucking J-cat, and there really was a J-cat too. Well, he wasn't, but there was this guy that would always be at court. Karina thought it was hilarious. And there was this guy, he was in a wheelchair, and he'd be like, Your Honor, my attorney is a fucking dump truck. I just want a different attorney. They're like, sir, we've given you 6 different counsel. You're on your 6th public defender. It's like, I don't care. He is a DUNP truck. Judge is like, you mean DUMP? He's like, he's a dump truck. And then he would start like saying like crazy stuff. He's like, I know Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ and I were at the same sober living. He owes me 3 cup of noodles. Jesus burn me. Jesus burn me. And like, Karina would always be on the phone. She'd be like, what's up with that guy? The guy that's always talking about the dump truck stuff. I'm like, I don't know. And this particular day, I go to court. I probably said some more random shit. I don't know. I'm high on meth and heroin. This time I bring some dope and I break off the white guys in the tank again. Once again, everyone's loves me. They're like, yeah, dude. Is that shark tattoo original? That's pretty dope. I'm like, that's like a very, yeah, that's not Jaws. Nope. I came up with that. I made that design up. Bomb. It's fucking bomb. Dude, you think I can get a little more, bro? Please. I'll keep telling you about your tattoos. I'm like, yeah, dude, here. I just gave a bunch of dope away. I end up leaving the courtroom, and there's the guy in the wheelchair, the dump truck, that guy. And he's like just, rifling off just nonsense. I fucking need my cup of noodles from Jesus. And I'm just like, look, man. Because we're in this little van, right? It's like separated by like these like cage type things. I don't know. It's a little van you transport people to county jail to court from. It's like a mini bus, but it's a van. Like, listen, man, because when you get to go in the little short bus, the little early bus home, you get to listen to music. So you always want to be in that one. They sometimes put music just barely audible on the bus, but when you're on the van, they bump music. But this guy's just like spouting off nonsense. So they're not putting on music. So I'm like, hey, check it out, bro. Okay, come here. Let me get at you. Oh. Hey, can you shut the fuck up? When he's just like, God, he's like, look, bro, I'm fighting a murder beef right now. They gotta think I'm crazy. I'm like, you're not fighting it. And he's like, blue band. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, that's pretty funny. You're not crazy? He's like, nah, dude. Nah. I'm a fucking stockbroker. I'm like, no way. He looked homeless. You know, the leathery skin, black fingernails, like I always have when you see the footage of me when I was a young heroin addict, on a dirtbag I was. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So I get back to Santa Barbara County Jail. And so like the way it works is like you get back and you have to put your hands up against the wall. They literally fill you up, and it's always like these little weaselly guys who are like, all right, spread your legs. Yeah, like that. Oh. Mm. Pretend you're from Spain. Say some Spain shit. They're like spitting tobacco into a wall. Yeah. Get the one with the color tattoos to do the Spain accent. Do Spain accent. I'm gonna fucking put you in the hole. I'm like, I don't even know how to do that. Jean Daudet? He's like, what the fuck is that? It's like French, you fucking blah. They just treat you like shit. They search you and then they take you back to your respective housing unit. And back in the day in Santa Barbara County Jail, they would have what's called the honor farm. They have that at a lot of jails. It's like for the better behaved inmates, I guess. And they had like these barracks, and they actually had a volleyball court, and you could smoke cigarettes back then. So you could buy like Marlboro Red Cools, which I always did, and all the white guys would be like, "You're a bitch." I'm like, "What? You smoke Cools? Fucking race traitor." Have you heard 50 Cent's new single in the club? They bomb as fuck, dude. Okay, all right. With the Cools, but I'm okay. It's time. Hey, that swastika's fucking dope, dude. Oh yeah. Pretty bomb. Yeah. I came up with that myself. You came up with the swastika logo yourself? Oh no. To put it on the neck. Why would you do that? For the bitches. Duh. Oh. All right. And that's like real conversations I'd have with skinheads. I never got along with the skinheads. Well, that's not true. It's a long conversation. But anyway, back in the day, there was this honor farm you could smoke, but you couldn't smoke in the other parts. And now I'm like a batter boy, I guess, in their eyes. So that I don't go to the honor farm. I'm supposed to go to the mods at the Parolees, but they got me in the gladiator tank because I had a mental breakdown when I got in there and I went on suicide watch and all that jazz. So it was really cool when you could smoke on the honor farm. And if you were white, or if you were a Southsider, black, whatever, it was mandatory that if you're on the honor farm that you smuggle some tobacco on the bus, because then you have access to the people from the tanks and you shoot them something. It's just a proper thing to do. And I used to always love that. Like when I was on the farm, like I always felt like I was like, man, I didn't really feel solid when I woke up this morning, but now that I got tobacco up my ass, I feel solid as all fuck, homeboy. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I got tobacco. And what you would do is you'd put it in like the little slit in your boxers and you could fit like a perfect rolled cigarette in there. And I'd always love being on the bus and like just handing it to someone and be like, yo, hey, Wood. Oh, thanks, little soldier. Mighty kind of you. But they didn't have tobacco anymore. So you just go to court and nobody shot anybody, anything except me. I was giving everyone heroin. Just a reminder that I'm a really good guy. So I get back and they take me back to my housing unit. And I'm really tired. I'd gotten up at 5. I'd gone to court. I was exhausted. And so what ends up happening is there's like these little banana boats is what they call them. And they're like these little like plastic container looking things, but they're like little plastic beds that when it's over capacity at the jail, they'll just have you sleep like in the day room. It's ridiculous. You're like sleeping on the floor and they give you a blanket and another blanket. And you have to choose between being cold or having something to prop your head up like a pillow. It's bullshit. So I get there and, I'm exhausted. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take a nap. And I had the heroin in my sock. So, and I went right when I had gotten back, I said, hey, did you guys talk to Midget Man? And they're like, not yet. And I'm like, well, can you call him? Not yet. Why you gotta be? I'm like, dude, because I paid for it. It's like, I'm down to like a half a gram. I'd given out a bunch when I went to court. Okay, yeah. We'll call him in a little bit. So I end up passing out on this little banana boat thing is what we would call them. And I wake up maybe 3 hours later. Now, commissary's not there yet. Heroin's missing from my sock. And, at first I misplace everything. So I'm thinking just right off the top that I misplaced it. That's what I'm thinking. And I start looking around for it and I start asking. I said, hey, did anyone see my dope? And, everyone's like, nope. Like, and I was like, well, I guess it's possible that I just passed out and lost it somehow. But I started to get a little suspicious. Finally, I'm kind of like throwing a tantrum and I say, dude, just give me more because now I don't have any dope. I have nothing. And the guy that was this big, like, dumb big guy, he was like, oh, dude, I love getting hot chicks pregnant. It's like the only way that they'll stay with me. If you know what I mean. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Know what I mean? I said, what's up, dude? Can you call Midget Man? He finally gets on the phone and he goes, okay. Yup. He said you're good. I said, okay, thank God. Can I have my dope? And he goes, nah, not yet. I said, why not? And now this guy is not the shot caller. The shot caller is the male stripper guy. And he's like, because you owe other races. I said, I owe other races? What the fuck? You mean the honey bun, 3 soups, and a fucking quarter bag of coffee? We're about to get commissary in an hour, dude. You can break me off something. So like, dude, that's just how it is. Now, strike 2. Should have known something was going on. I mean, I did, but that's what happens when you're addicted to drugs in jail. Your spider sense and your junkie intuition kind of collide, and the compromise is you just don't give 0 fucks about what's going on. All you care about is the sack. And that's that. So finally, they're starting to kind of like talk shit to me, I guess. Like the rep's like, I hope all those packages came. If you forgot one package, you're going to have some pissed off motherfuckers. Now, it's not really the way you should be talking to somebody that got you $100 worth of stuff, or it's on its way. It's about to get $100 worth of stuff. Everyone got at least a $40 bag. Some people got bigger ones. Some people didn't. It just, depended. The guy, Ben, that was there on the DUI, like, he was supposed to be, he was like having his family like give Midget Man money, and like he had bought his own dope, and he was in just a bad situation. He was supposed to get commissary, and for some reason the money didn't hit his books in time, so he wasn't even going. And I was like, don't even trip, I'll get you a package. And I ended up getting him one. So we're waiting there, and I'm pissed off now because they're all kind of being like arrogant towards me, like, those packages better be here, dog. I'm like, okay, I got you. And I'd always say I got you. And then they started like saying, I got you. I got a bush, I got a pookie, I got a backpack, and I got you. God. So anyway, commissary comes. And, every time commissary comes, everyone gets all excited. You always hear the Mexican guys go, Commissaria! Commissaria! It's like the kind of cheer that one would expel when like they're having their first child or something. Commissaria, come. It's like very celebratory. So commissary gets there, they bring it down on this big blue rolling bin, and they start calling everybody's name. And sure enough, every single fucking person got a package. Karina Solid, she got them all for him. Including the guy, the stripper shot caller got this. He got what's called a biggie. It's $100 package. It's a big package of shit. It's like a big grocery bag full of stuff. Has everything. One of each item. $100 worth of stuff. And he takes a honey bun out of it, just rips off the wrapper, and just animalistically puts it in his mouth. And goes, and he's holding his like big bag of stuff I got. And I got a bunch of stuff too. You could get, back then you could get unlimited package. And I think I got like 15 fucking packages or some 10, 15, I don't know, whatever it was. It was like, I couldn't even fit it in my big property bin thing. Like I had to use like 2 other people's just to have like enough space for it, you know? And, oh, there's a big spider right there. Hold on. Gotta kill it. I did not kill it. And that is not good. That sucks when you try to, sorry about that. It sucks when you try to kill a spider and you miss. And he's going to be mad and bite me or something. Oh well. Can't get much worse from me. So anyway, so I look at the shock collar and I go, hey, I told you, can I get my dope now? And he's eating his honey bun and so, you're a bitch, fool. I was like, what? And this guy's a lot bigger than me, stockier. He lives in a bush, but that does not mean he's not bigger than me. A lot bigger than me, and supposedly he's an amateur fighter gone stripper. Now, I used to not be a violent guy, you know? I'd go to parties in high school, and it was always really violent. I don't know what it was like where you grew up. I'd imagine it's probably like that everywhere, but it was pretty hardcore. People got beat up, like some of the most violent scenes in Fight Club style beat up. And I was always scared. You know, I never wanted to fight. And it wasn't because I was scared of getting hurt. I was scared of getting embarrassed. You know, like, what if I don't win? And it was just like deep-seated insecurity. But prison made me more violent, definitely more reactionary violent. And he called me a bitch. I had no fucking choice. I had to just take off on him. I had to. You can't let someone call you a bitch in jail. You just can't do it. And I knew that I was going to state prison, and I knew there was a good chance that, you know, he was going to beat me up, but I just took off on him, teed off on the guy. And he has his bag and he drops it. Now, where I got lucky with this is there was a corner. So like he was holding the bag and I started just taking off on him. You know, I just started firing off on the guy's face. I connected a couple times. I got him like a couple good times, and he went in the corner. So I had him like in the corner, and I was winning, beating him up. I get hit from behind, bam, and it's like a 24-year-old that I've been giving heroin to every day. I just bought a package for. This guy was always crying to me because he thought his girlfriend was getting fucked by someone else. I was like, she probably is, and he's beating me up. So I'm like, what the fuck? And I turn around, and now him and I start fighting. Soon as him and I start fighting, the shock collar hits me again. Now, all of a sudden, all the white guys come and just start beating me up. And I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm fighting back to a point, and I start getting hit in like the side. I start getting hit in the face. I'm seeing blood. I'm feeling the warmth go down. I'm just like, damn, I'm getting jumped right now. They're trying to jack me for my dough. All I could do was curl up in a ball. So I curl up in a ball, and I'm just getting jumped by probably realistically like 9 people. Ben's on his upper bunk, and he's reading a James Patterson book, and he's just like, I look at him and I'm just like, wink. No, I don't do that. That didn't really happen. But yeah, I mean, they're jumping me. He wasn't part of it. They're really fucking me up bad. I mean, I'm starting to see like a lot of blood. And all of a sudden, one of them, the youngster, the guy that I said I'd given the heroin and the packages to and shit, he grabs my arms and like, you know, like peels them off like this. So he goes like that, and he holds my wrists like this. So I'm like on the ground, and the shock collar comes up to me, and Riddler first comes up and he stomps me on the face, and he's stomping me as hard as he can. Now, in Santa Barbara County Jail, you wear shower shoe flip-flops, so it didn't hurt that bad, but still I was getting stomped in the face by this guy, and he's like, fucking play. No, he's actually very violent and aggressive at this point. They're holding me so I can't fight back, and he's just stomping on my face, and I'm getting very disoriented. And then I kind of see out of the corner of my bloody eye that the shock collar runs up and kicks me as hard as I can in the rib cage. I knew that my ribs were broken instantly. He broke 3 of my ribs. Like it collapsed, and it's like this splintering feeling. It is such sharp pain. It's like, you know, getting the wind knocked out of you, but you can like feel the bones breaking. So like your wind's knocked out and then you just have this automatic sharp pain. It feels like there's fiberglass inside of your ribs. And I'm just laying there. I'm just laying there bloody in a puddle, and like, you know, Ben's looking at me like, oh my God, like I cannot believe that just happened. And, you know, I'm thinking, I'm like, you know, and the only thing you can do in a situation like that is just ride it out, you know, like you can't check in, you know, you can't, that's that if like to check in and to like roll it up and to like, I gotta go, they're gonna kill me. To do that at this point would ruin my proverbial career as a convict. You know, that's it. Like once you get smashed out and you like say you have to go, that's it. You're PC for life. And I couldn't do it. Like it went against all of my fucking fundamentals. And I'm laying there thinking about the fuck I'm gonna do, because this is just gonna keep happening. Because I can't be a bitch, and I can't you know, I can't fight them all to get my dope back. It was an obvious jack move. I'm laying there, my ribs are broken, and I'm crying, you know, and it's not crying like sobbing, like, oh, it's more like just tears streaming down my face because of the physical pain of it, because of my ribs, and I can't breathe. Now a cop walks by, and it's a cop that knew me. He's like, Leone, what are you doing? I'm like, I fall in the shower and I'm just leaking. And he's like, he knew that it was from fighting, but cops are cool. If they know you're a convict and like you're not like the type that's going to tell on anyone, or like they'll let you get, they'll won't fuck with you on a fist fight. But I'm laying there and I'm bloody. It probably looked like I just lost a fight. I'm like, I slipped in the shower, and he goes, can you stand up for me? Just so I can make sure you're really okay. Cause he's like, cause you're bloody. And I was like, yeah. And, you know, and now, of course, all these pussy dudes like go back like cockroaches into their respective layers. And they're just looking at me, and I'm like watching them. After they jumped me, they took all of my property, like all those 3 or 4 boxes full of property. And they just took it and they all poured it on their bed, and they were like having a party with my shit. Cops asking me to stand up. I have 3 broken ribs. I stand up, and I can't make it. I collapse because I didn't have the ribs to support me. And he presses his button, the deuces, and you know, you just hear a bunch of cops start running towards me, and I'm like, fuck. It's a bad situation, you know. It's like I can't say what happened because that's snitching, and you can't do that. That's on your jacket. Can't go to PC because that's on your jacket. And I know that I'm going to prison, and I have no idea what the fuck I'm going to say to these cops right now, because they're going to rush me to medical, and then they're going to demand that I tell them what happened, and they're going to put me in isolation. I knew that I was about to just be in the hole, and I could not believe that I was so kind to these guys. I got them packages. I gave them free heroin. You know, I had Karina 3-way call people for them because they didn't have anybody that would actually collect calls, because that, you know, that shows you what kind of people they were. I tried to bail this guy Riddler out. I was willing to put the money up for him, and he couldn't find someone to guarantee it. And I was in a really fucked up situation, because now I'm, you know, I knew for sure that I was going to go to isolation, and I wasn't going to be able to talk to Karina, and a million thoughts just started crossing my mind. And the one that just kind of like trumped them all, the one that emerged that really made me trip out, was thinking about how dope sick I was about to be. And we'll get into what happens in this very fucked up saga of my 3rd prison term in the next video. Please press like, comment, subscribe. Check out patreon.com/Ryan Leone. Where's this? Sending out snake ordinance blotters tomorrow for the, you know, and some of the money that I'm using is going towards my Narcan charity. Comes in this is snake ordinance. There's like 47 of them left out of 110. There are 10 artist proofs, and the rest of those. If for some reason you ever ordered something and you had any issue, I do have Joe as a teammate now that's helping. His email will be below, and I definitely am in a completely different position than I was in those months where I got so disorganized and behind right after I lost Paul and went off the deep end and got fucked up on drugs. So I'm definitely all about making anything right if it still exists. Well, occasionally I'll get an email like that. So feel free to reach out to Joe, and we'll straighten you out. And thank you guys for the Narcan Paul Project. The Paul Project, where I'm going to give free Narcan to anyone that needs it nationally. I have the website up now. It's paulnarcanproject.com, doing that raffle with Sinister. Um, I'm just really, really pleased that I have so much support and that you guys are actually allowing me to get it done. There's a bit of difference between saying that you're going to do some charitable shit and then actually sitting down and doing it. And I can't think of a better tribute to my late friend. I miss him. Um, and I'm glad that I'm able to do something where there'll be a perpetual tribute done to him, in my film and also with this project. So thank you guys. See you next time. Palabra.